Hello everybody and welcome to part 5 of my Pokemon Diamond playthrough series. So, in the last part we ended off here in the trainer school of Jubilife City. I battled these two trainers and they each had one Abra with a move called Hidden Power. So, afterwards if you talk to this guy he will give you that as a TM. And in case you don't know, yeah, I think he'll explain that, but TMs are only able to be used once, whereas HMs can be used infinite times. And HMs are normally used like out of battle as well. So, for example, cut, strength, etc. And yeah, so I actually did lose my original save file, but I trained up the same Pokemon to the same levels here, and I just gave them nicknames this time, even though they're not very original. So, my apologies. And one other thing is that while I was trying to get to this point, I accidentally talked to this guy. So you missed like a couple lines of dialogue, but it's not a big deal. He just says, he's basically telling you to go around and talk to these clowns so you can get coupons if you answer their questions. And those coupons will get you a device called a Pokétch, which is actually something I like a lot because if you think about it, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were the first Pokemon games on the DS, and they needed some use for the bottom screen when you're in the overworld, so I think that's a good use for it. You'll see how it looks like. And yeah, side note, I've always wondered why this one is number 2, because naturally you'd run into one to the right first, so this one. But oh well, I guess you're supposed to explore. So yeah, now he will give you the Pokétch. I used to always pronounce it Pokétch as a kid, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I mean, there's only one E. So yeah, there's the clock, the calculator, step counter, and you can check the status of your Pokemon and click on them. Later in the game you'll get more apps, but for now that's all. So I'm actually going to stock up a bit on some items. I did get enough Pokeballs, but maybe some potions or something. It's good to have some of these, even though I don't have much money. Okay, just something like this. At this point in the game, it's not very useful because the Pokemon Center is literally within like 10-second running distance. But there will be later points that it's actually quite useful. So now, if you run to the right here on Route 203, then you will actually have a battle with Barry. And for this point in the game, my team is a little bit underleveled. Not by much, but it shouldn't be a problem. As I said, I didn't train up any more than since the end of the last episode. I just brought them to the same levels. And yeah, so his team in this battle, he has a Starly level 7 and a Chimchar level 9. The Starly does not have any flying type moves, which is why I'm sticking with Turtwig. Otherwise, yeah, Turtwig is weakens both flying and fire. But it learns Wing Attack at level 9. That's his first flying type move, which is actually a pretty good move. And then his Chimchar should know actually Ember. I believe it learns that at level 7. So I will switch out for that. And yeah, as far as training goes, in this series I will actually be cutting out a lot of my training that I do. So most wild battles, which I think are not really relevant, I'll just cut out. But trainer battles I always record, and anything that's like related to progress in the game. But yeah, most wild battles aren't that important, I think. Just training. And at this point I don't have any repels or anything. But I don't normally use repels anyway, actually. Generally, it's good to have a good amount of wild encounters because you want to level up your team. You don't want to be underleveled. That way you don't have to go out of your way later to reach the right level. Oh yeah, and side note about Barry is I actually really like how they made him in these games, because you know how he's always in a rush? Well, it really fits in my opinion, because Diamond and Pearl are the slowest Pokemon games in so many ways. And then the fact that he's always rushing, it's like a very good match, I think. Also, let me know what you think about my new format here. I'm putting the top screen much bigger than the bottom screen. It's something I'm trying out now, because I think the bottom screen isn't as important to see. But hopefully it's not too small, you can still see it. So actually, what I'll be doing on this route is I'm going to try to catch an Abra for my team. So let me cut to that. Okay, so after like 20 battles, I finally found an Abra. It's supposed to be 15% chance, but that's okay. Abras are very annoying to catch, considering they always use teleport. So yeah, if you don't catch them on the first turn, then you're done. Alright, attempt number 2. Let's see how it goes. The good thing about this is I was able to do a lot of training. Oh no. When the Pokeball is sitting there for more than like 2 seconds, then you have failed. Attempt number 3. I don't have high hopes for this, to be honest. I feel like Abra's catch rate is really low or something. Yeah, that's what makes this so annoying. So I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about my Pokemon's moves a little bit. So, Tackle is pretty straightforward. It's 35 damage in this generation and 95% accuracy. I believe it gets changed to 100% accuracy in Generation 5 and on, but here it was only 95, so there's the annoying times that it misses. Also, it got changed to 50 damage in Gen 5, and then like 40 in Gen 6, I believe. So yeah, anyway, Absorb is 20 damage, but with Stab. So Stab is something I haven't explained yet. It's called Special Type Attack Bonus, and same type attack bonus. And if you use a move that's the same type as your Pokemon, then it gets a 50% bonus in regard to damage. So Absorb becomes 30 damage instead of 20, for example. And also it restores some of your health, so it's a pretty good move to have. I like moves that restore your health. Then here, Charge is the new move that I learned while I was training. I used to think this was an attack move, but I think I was mistaking it for Spark. So no, it's not an attack move. It just increases your special defense stat, but it's pretty good to have. Then Bide is a kind of annoying move. I mean, it's... maybe some people would like it, but I think it's annoying. It's annoying to go against and also to use, because in order to effectively use it, you need to take a lot of damage, and then, like, over 2 turns, you need to take enough damage to where you don't faint, so, but it's still a lot of damage, if that makes sense. Then you will do double that damage to the opponent. So for example, like, Kricketot loses 80% of its health over those 2 turns, then you do the damage that would be double that amount of damage that you took. So that is good, but then there's the fact that you have to basically heal it after every battle. So yeah, I think it's pretty annoying. I'm not planning on keeping Kricketot on my team, actually. It evolves into Kricketune, which I don't think is much better. As far as bug types go, it's not the best. So actually, the Pokemon I'm planning on keeping on my team for now are Turtwig, Shinx, Starly, and Bidoof is a maybe, honestly. I know Bibarel is part water type, which is good, but It's also good for HMs, that's the main thing people use it for. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't want to kind of double up in the normal type because Starly's evolution line is normal flying, and then this would be normal and normal water. So I don't know, I'll see about that, but definitely Kricketot is going to go. I just try to not get rid of Pokemon on my team until I have a full team, if that makes sense. So once I find a Pokemon I would prefer having, then I replace it. But until then, I keep it on my team. I just maybe keep it a bit lower level or so. Oh yeah, I forgot about the last two Pokemon. So, yeah, one thing I normally do, by the way, is I sort moves by the amount of damage they do, which is not something required, it's just something I do for organization. But yeah, Wing Attack is a very good move for this point in the game. I mean, you see it's 60 damage, but with the stab it's actually 90. That's the most powerful move of any Pokemon I have at the moment. And then, yeah, Tackle is basic. So yeah, that's all. I didn't mention Quick Attack. Quick Attack is 40 damage, but it's actually a priority move. Priority moves are pretty rare, actually. There are only a couple of them, but they always go first, unless somebody uses another priority move. So even if your speed stat isn't up to par, you can still use Quick Attack and get a first turn move, which can be useful in a lot of situations. Okay, this is either attempt 3 or 4. I'm starting to lose count. I think 4, because I'm at 8 Pokeballs right now. And you get to hear the annoying red HP sound. Okay, there we go. That took an incredibly long time. I cut out a lot of battles. So, finally I caught this Abra. Oh my goodness. I'm going to name it something in honor of how annoying it was to catch. Clown. Or maybe that's in honor of the Jubilife City clowns. Take it as you will. So, finally I have a full team here. I'm going to be switch training, because that's the only way to train Abra. Quite annoying. Teleport actually is pretty good outside of battle though. Let me show you how it works. It teleports you to the last Pokemon Center that you were at, which can be very useful, for example, if you're in a cave or somewhere that is quite a hassle to get to a Pokemon Center from. So now that I have a full team, well, I didn't really have to wait for that, but I'm going to come over here and you can get an old rod from talking to this fisherman. So he says it's a good thing. It's actually not a good thing. It's pretty horrible. It basically only lets you catch Magikarps. And in this generation, it actually, well, it isn't like extremely easy to fish, but it's still really easy. I'm just comparing it to earlier generations. Like, I've been playing Crystal a lot recently, and there's no way to not catch a fish in that game. But here you have to actually click at the right time. So I can register that for now, so it's easier. When I get a bike, I'll register that. You can put it so that when you click Y, it is automatically used. So yeah, I'm just gonna catch a Magikarp. That's the only use for it. Which thankfully is not as annoying to catch as an Abra. Not many Pokemon are that annoying. Alright, here's the problem with overtraining. I am a good example of that. I normally don't run away from wild Pokemon, which is why my Pokemon became pretty overleveled. But, yeah. I guess maybe I should do that. Oh yeah, Magikarp only has Splash. It is in some ways reminiscent of Abra, with not having any attack moves. But it does learn Tackle level 15 at least. And then level 20 it evolves to Gyarados, which is a pretty good Pokemon. So it's one of those that you have to have patience with, just like Abra. I was debating just throwing Pokeball, but I don't know. If Heinz gets a critical hit, then it's done. Okay, good. That's always the worry. critical hits while you're trying to catch a Pokemon. So this will just be going to the PC. I'm not planning on training it up. There are better water types, in my opinion. Bibarel is one of them. Well, I don't know about that, but it's just good for HMs, really. Okay, I'm gonna be extremely original and name it something that every 10-year-old playing Pokemon would name it. Magic Crab. Yeah, I'm not the most creative person, as you can see. Okay, I'm not actually going to go forward on Route 204 at this moment, because you can't really get far, but I just wanted to show you guys there's an item over here. Paralyze Heal. It's pretty good. So now it is time to progress with the trainer battles here. This route actually connects to Oreburgh City. So you pass through this route, and then on the right there's Oreburgh Gate, which is a small cave. And then after that you get to the city, which is where the first gym battle is. So that is the point you should be progressing to at this point in the game. I believe you need Rock Smash. I'm not sure if that's correct. I might be remembering wrong, but yeah. Wait, no, I don't think so. For some reason I remember there being a rock that you have to break, but I don't think it's there. It's probably in some other cave around Oreburgh. Because you don't get Rock Smash this early. Or at least you need the first gym dash in order to use it outside of battle. So yeah, I think when you enter Oreburgh Gate, there's a hiker that gives it to you, the HM, but you can't actually use it yet. Thankfully, at least in this generation, they increase the damage from 20 to 40. I mean, it used to be 20, that's horrible. Considering that you need to have a lot of these HMs in order to actually like move around the region, it's pretty annoying when you have a 20 damage move that you're stuck with. Like you have a little 50 Pokemon using a 20 damage move. It's a waste of space. Alright, this is getting annoying with the Growl game. He's going for that. I don't remember which level Abra evolves at. I'm actually going to check that right now. Okay, it evolves at level 16, so it's 4 levels better than Magikarp. That's a relief. I could actually teach it Hidden Power in the meantime, because, you know, I was so inspired by those school kids. That's what they did. Switch to someone else. Yeah, Kricketot has gotta go, sorry. The moment I get a Pokemon replacing it, it's gone. Nothing personal. Oh yeah, speaking of Zubat, by the way, I've been playing Crystal a lot recently, and I was trying so hard to keep a Zubat on my team. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Gen 2 games, but early game, the Pokemon are so bad. I mean, so many of them. Like, their movesets were really bad back then, and then they just were not as good of an option at the beginning as in the Kanto games. So, I just wanted to keep a Zubat because I wanted a Crobat on my team in the end. Like, I was planning on going against the Elite Four with a Crobat on my team, but I was trying so hard to keep that stupid Zubat on my team, and I couldn't find any reason. It was so annoying. Just using Leech Life all the time, it's such a weak move, and Bug is like a very bad type in general. So I just gave up on it, threw it in the PC. I took that the wrong way. He said we're always together, I thought he was talking to me. Like, I don't think so. That would have been quite weird. So now you'll see how Bite is annoying to go against. Basically, any damage that I do to it, if it doesn't faint it, will come back to me in 2 turns. But I think Wing Attack should faint it. I'm hoping. Oh, do you see that, by the way? In Diamond and Pearl, that's like really aggravating. The HP bar waits for like 1 second before it starts going down. There's that delay for whatever reason. And it's such a small thing, but it's really annoying once you realize it. They fixed it in Platinum at least. I'm forgetting to teach Abra Hidden Power. I'll do it after this battle. Oh, so one thing I have not touched on yet is abilities. So every Pokemon has a certain ability, and they can each have one of 2, I'm pretty sure. So, for example, with Shinx, it can have Intimidate, which is a really good ability. It's like, as soon as you start a battle, then it lowers the opponent's attack. But my Shinx does not have that. I'm just saying it because some of the wild Pokemon I faced had it, wild Shinxes. So yeah, something good to pay attention to. If you really want to be like more of a pro, I guess, then some people, like, if they catch a Pokemon and it doesn't have the ability they want, then they just switch it out. So that's one way to do it, but I don't normally do that. And there are also the stats of each Pokemon. That's something to pay attention to. That's once again more of an advanced thing. Not advanced, but just as I played Pokemon originally, I never paid attention to that. But it's good to see. Like, that's actually much more relevant, I think, than the ability. Because if you have a good attack stat, for example, but a low special attack stat, then you should probably be focusing more on, like, physical moves instead of special moves. It can help you make a more effective battle strategy. This Growl game is getting more annoying every time. You'll be going up against a lot of that in early Sinnoh. It's not just Sinnoh. That's across the games. Luckily I have a 8 level advantage. Maybe the overtraining wasn't bad. Paying off for this. So I am actually probably going to end off the episode right when I enter Oreburgh Gate. So there's not much to do. This is the last trainer battle, I think. No, there's one more. Yeah, there's a youngster. So I'll go against him, and then there's a Repel that you can find. I guess I'll pick that up, and then, yeah, that'll be the end. The Oreburgh gym leader is a rock-type gym leader, by the way, which is a common theme in the first 4 generations. So, I mean, Kanto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh all have initial rock-type gyms. I guess they really like that. Yeah, so this is the last trainer battle here. Speaking of him going against the gym leader, something I've always wondered about is, I don't know if it shows it in this game, but I know in the earlier games, you can click on those statues in gyms, and it says like winning trainers, and it's literally always either only you or you and your rival. And I've always wondered, like, why? Does nobody else try or something, or does everybody else fail? I mean, that's kind of sad. Every single trainer has failed for however many years they've been a gym leader. It's normally not that hard, I mean, seriously. Then you have to assume that people don't move around, I guess, because there's also that, I mean, of course, it makes sense for how the game is played out, but if you want to bring it into a realistic perspective, why is it that people in certain cities are stronger than in other ones? Like, think about it. Do they never move? Imagine somebody from a... Okay, let's say somebody from the city that has the 8th gym just is visiting the 1st gym, and then do they not want to battle, I guess? Like, maybe they're the people that don't battle if you... because they know they would destroy you. Yeah, just a bit of thinking about that. Alright, I stand corrected, there is one more trainer. Okay, so she did get the gym badge, never mind. I'm throwing away that whole argument. So they fixed that in Gen 4. Up until now, I'm pretty sure it was the theory was correct. And I still haven't taught it hidden powers. Like, this is what happens. I just forget stuff. Embarrassing. I believe Shinx does learn Spark somewhat soon, maybe level 12 or something. Let me check that. Alright, that's great. It learns it at level 17 in Diamond and Pearl. In Platinum they made it 13. But it learns Bite at level 13 at least. In case you're wondering why I chose Turtwig, actually, it's because I feel like Chimchar is extremely overrated in some ways. Like, I chose Chimchar in my first run, and I've done multiple runs of this game. I always chose Chimchar, I was very obsessed with it. And also, from other playthroughs I've seen, that's very common to pick. So, I wanted to be different, you know, hipster. No. I just wanted to try Turtwig out. And yes, I forgot about Piplup. Piplup is actually pretty cool. Empoleon, the final evolution. But, well, I guess this isn't a good reason, but I just thought it suits Dawn better. Okay, as you see, I am not forgetting anymore. I'm actually going to teach Hidden Power. Surprised that Cricket's not gonna learn it. Seems like a jack of all trades of moves. So yeah, it's just a repel. I don't normally use repels, but in this playthrough I'll probably do it. Okay, here we are. Oreburgh Gate. So, this guy gives you Rock Smash. So you see that rock in the bottom right-ish? Any rock that looks like that can be broken. Basically, if it looks like it's already broken, then it can be broken. So yeah, that's gonna be where I finish off this episode. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next part.